Let's go, Rider Nation.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah, here we go. It's a feeling now. Hit 'em high, hit 'em low, 'cause we're dealing now. Everybody's giving it all they got, 'cause
Holy crap. Wow. I look drunker in this than I am in real life. My God. What a game.
Why are you guys in a thick haze? Like,
wow. There we go.
Upside your head. Snoop upside your head.
Mine's just me.
Wow.
Mine is just me.
34-30. Riders win a classic Labor Day Classic game against the Bombers. And oh my God. Guys, I have a fantasy draft in 4 minutes. So please excuse me if I'm just like looking off to the side here and seeing what's going on.
Joffrey Reynolds, Calgary Stampeders, good pick. Take him.
Warren Woods does not care about your fantasy football team.
Man, I friggin' love Warren Woods. I almost dropped the F-bomb. I love Warren Woods.
It's a beautiful man.
And that GIF or the picture, obviously, he hated fantasy football teams so much. But he would have loved this game. 34-30, the Riders winning in the Labor Day Classic, beating the Bombers 9-2. And holy crap, you guys. We all just literally got home. Steve, you haven't even had a chance to wipe your face off.
I am a mess.
Ironically, that's the best look you've ever had.
It hides the ugly.
Well, kind of. It
still does a better job than my
there.
natural.
Yeah,
there's still a little bit there.
Yeah, your face is still there.
Takes one to know one, so I'll say that. I don't even know where to start. I'll say this: if you would have said the top 3 plays in that Labor Day game would have been a
Trevor Harris
punt, a pick 2 by Tavon Campbell, and a Tommy Neal 69 nice yard touchdown, I would have called you absolutely clinically insane.
Mario Anderson with 2 touchdowns as well. The touchdown vulture of CFL fantasy right there.
We're allowed to have 2, by the way. We're allowed to have 2 Marios.
And 3 Tommies.
This is not the No Homers Club. We're allowed to have 2. The No Marios Club, we can have both of them. Oh my God. Wow.
What do you even say after that game? Like, I will say this. After that pick 2, I have never heard that stadium louder than that moment. That was insane.
Yes. That was the loudest I've ever heard Mosaic Stadium. Ever. And it's, what is it now? 9 years old? 8 years old?
Oh.
Yeah,
9.
2016.
It kind of opened in 2016 with that practice or that Rams Huskies. So 2017, 8 years. That's the loudest it's been. And it hasn't been close. Like that atmosphere. That was a Labor Day Classic. That was awesome. The Bomber fans were great. The Bomber fans around us in our section were just fantastic. Just families there that were having a great time. And Rider fans were unbelievable. That was awesome, good. You guys. This is what I would like that stadium to be all the time. If we can recreate that more often, it'll feel more like Taylor Field in that sense of that intimate, loud place. But this was something on another level, you guys.
I can't even begin to describe. My ears hurt as he's running back that touchdown. Sitting down on like row 1, being able to be immersed in that noise was indescribable and exactly what I want out of that place. Like, that's part of the reason why I wanted to come on and do a live. We don't usually do home game lives.
No.
But how do you not after that game?
Oof.
That was fantastic. And I love there was 34,000+ fans and every one of them was on their feet. Either they were leaving because they were wearing blue or they were cheering because they were wearing the green. Fantastic.
Well, I was rocking and rolling the entire game. And don't get me wrong, like you could hear everyone's buttholes clench there when the Bombers got close. But can we, like, what is with that no call on that face mask?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen the replay of that yet.
Oh, so he was looking at his ear hole.
I don't know. I can't comment on that yet. I'm sure on Tuesday when we do the show, I'll have a thought on it. But I mean, I did see Farhan Lalji even saying like that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was blatant.
Where was the command center on that one? The automatic review.
They're not
because that nearly changed
the
replay
center now, Steve.
Whatever you want to call them, they were drunk. That and the safety call, that was not a single point. That was horrendous. He went into the end zone, he came out, and he went back in.
I would. That was one of those bang bang ones. He trying to field the ball went into the end zone. You can make the argument either way on that one. The fact remains
that's my fantasy draft going off.
But you're saying it right there. It was a bang bang play, which means it should have been the call on the field, which was a safety. And that missed face mask nearly flipped this game on its head. Also, Mario Alford, for God's sakes, hold on to the ball there. You don't need to fight for the yards. Just go down. You're up 2 scores. Love the guy. Oh, my heart rate can't take that crap.
I mean, I don't blame him at all for
sure
trying to get what he's getting. This is what we paid him for, and this is what we were expecting. So I don't blame him for trying that by any means.
But God, my heart rate at one point was in the 140s. I'm too old for that. Just one time, can we have a nice 2-score lead and keep it?
No, this is Rough Rider football, man.
One time.
This is Rough Rider football.
I'm aware, just once. All I'm asking.
Congrats, but I guess on Alex for getting his point up on us, though, for nailing Winnipeg covering the spread. They shouldn't have, but you did.
Probably not.
Wasn't it -4?
-6.
-6.
Oh, see, it was -4 when I looked today. I don't know what happens when it's -4 and they win by 4. Do you lose?
Yeah, technically speaking, we lost our bet. Yes,
that's a push. Yeah, so you lose. Malik Carney, probably the most popular Carney in Saskatchewan right now. Sure isn't the Prime Minister of Canada, just based on how this province votes. Man, what a game, especially a first half that Malik Carney was having. Had 2 sacks, a fumble recovery, the forced fumble. Dude was everywhere. And we talked about this in the pregame, or like when we did the preview. The defensive line had to get to Zach Collaros, and they did. They got there with pretty consistent pressure all game long, and they limited Brady Oliveira. He got nothing in the checkdown game, which was a huge thing for me. And again, it was the trenches where they took over.
They held Oliveira to 24 rushing yards and 30 receiving yards. So they did their job.
Held him to 24 or whatever, 24 yards, and constantly hit Zach Collaros. What was it, 5 sacks? I know there was 4 at least.
For sure. They might have gotten a fifth.
I thought we got one more.
They got a 5th. Thurman's 1, Carney 2, Johnson 1. Saad got his first one.
Yes. At least Saad. That was a hell of a play too. From where I sat in 523, I have a pretty good view of the entire field when the play happens, and seeing Saad just shed that tackle and getting to, or shed the guard anyway, and get to Zach Collaros was fantastic. He had one hell of a play on that one.
A quick question: who had a better punt average, Joe Couch or Trevor Harris?
Ooh, probably Trevor Harris.
Yeah, Joe Couch was
Couch by a hair, 45.4. Trevor Harris 45.
Man,
that was a beautiful punt.
That was awesome. You couldn't
believe. Like, I'm like, they're going for it. My kids are looking at me like, why are they going for it? I'm like, I don't know. Like, this is wild. I guess they don't want to pin him. Like they're worried about pinning him deep. Like, you guess you don't want to single. And all of a sudden he drops back and does the old drop pooch kick. I'm like, what is going on here?
I thought they were just going to try and draw him offside, and then all of a sudden I saw the receivers fan out, and you never do that with that offside, and they snapped it. I nearly had a panic attack. Love the call. Absolute money.
I thought for sure it was just, maybe try and drum offside. And then with 4 seconds left, they snapped it. I was like, what the hell are you guys doing here? Like, maybe you get it to 3rd and 1 and it's Tommy time again, which Tommy time, I love that dude. Can't get enough of him. In a way, I wish there was more 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1 situations just so we get Tommy Stevens on the field more. But I did not expect that from Trevor Harris. I was like,
no one expected that.
And then he punted it. It was beautiful. And I agree with Steve, man. The forward momentum might have took him into the end zone, but he got the ball out from the goal line. He stepped back in himself and then got hit. Yep. That should have been a safety. Not that
at worst
it mattered, but that they screwed that one up.
At worst, it should have been ball at the 1.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have taken that over
I thought it was ball at the 1. I thought it was ball at the 1.
Because he brought it out at one point. There was no question in my mind, and then he went back in. So it's either ball. If we took him back in, then it's ball at the 1. I don't know how they managed to get that play wrong on both sides, but in the end, it didn't matter.
Tavon Campbell's pick 2 absolutely suckered Zach Collaros into that throw. Because from my vantage point with the angle that I had, that receiver is wide open.
Oh yeah.
And how quickly Tavon Campbell closed on that to not only pick it, but then run it back 112 yards, whatever it was, which I think Rob Vanstone said tied a Rider record. I mean, maybe it wasn't as cool as Duron Carter returning the ball against, I think it was against the Stamps actually, when he had a pick 2 years ago. But man, just absolutely suckered them in. And that right there, and there was a play earlier actually by Tavon Campbell where he came back and the receiver was open deep, and Tavon Campbell's speed just brought, bridged the gap and made the play, the defensive play to knock it away. His speed, we don't talk about enough. Like, this guy is incredible at closing that gap when a receiver is wide open. He baits these quarterbacks into these throws, and whatever he's doing, that's clearly working.
Well, because my seats are by the tunnel where the Riders walk out. So I had a good view across. And yeah, I'm like, oh my God, that guy's wide open. And you just saw Campbell close, jump, and then gone. Like, yeah, you're right. He completely baited Collaros into that throw.
The best part about it, and again, we have a very similar angle, you and I, and you could see Campbell start to move as good Lord, as Collaros threw that ball. And it, like, I was never concerned. It was either going to be an incomplete pass or he was gone. There was no question in my head, but holy heck, my heart couldn't take that. If he did catch that ball and we had to go to overtime,
I will say Tim Capper, obviously a Montreal Alouettes fan. Replays were pretty convincing. Didn't look like a safety. Okay, well, I haven't seen the replays, just what they showed us in the stadium. I will agree to disagree until I see the replays on that. But either way, fantastic punt and fantastic play by Tavon Campbell. The Tommy Neal touchdown. I mentioned the 3 plays. We've talked about 2 of them. That Tommy Neal touchdown, I would not have expected a 70, 69 nice yard touchdown by Tommy Neal in this game. Just right up the seam, just going past.
And he fought for it too. Like, and he was in coverage and fought for it.
The worst thing that player did for the Bombers on the defensive end was jump at the ball. Yeah. He jumped after the ball was there. If he would have just kept going, at that point, if you're the defensive back, if you don't know where the ball is, hit the receiver. Take that no yards penalty. Save the touchdown. He made the absolute worst play he could have made, and it was obviously to our success. So thank you for that. But wow, what a heck. Tommy Neal with the biggest play of the game on offense for the Riders. Who would have saw that coming?
You know what? I should have predicted, because at the last minute I swapped Tommy Neal out of my fantasy football team and put Joe Robustelli in, and that did not go well.
I left him in. I'm pretty sure I left him in. Did I? I'm looking at it right now.
And I had AJ Olette.
No, I took him out too. I took him out too. I did the Derek Taylor and dropped my defense for the Ottawa just so I could get some better receivers, and I dropped Tommy Neal.
Yep.
Okay, Natal, you better do me good.
Can we just say it was really nice to see the 7th receiver absolutely? What did you call it? He absolutely dusted the corner on that 2-point convert, and that was the difference.
The Roar Report on Twitter, BC Lions fan, absolutely hates the Riders, which fair enough. Okay, I get it. I understand it from a different, team standpoint. You hate the Riders. I get it. I totally understand that. It's fine. For whatever reason, hates Ajoa Joe. Like, has some sort of vendetta against him. Ajoa Joe had sex with his sister. Like, something happened. Like, this guy hates him for some reason. Something stupid. Like, it makes no sense. Every single post about Ajoa Joe, he's on there on Twitter commenting about how this guy is a 7th receiver. Hey, congratulations, you guys got your 7th receiver back. Well, we just saw what that 7th receiver can do. He absolutely dusted that defensive back on the 2-point convert, and I, for one, am happy that Ajoa Joe is our 7th receiver, because if we have a 7th receiver making that double move on a DB and putting the Riders in the lead that they were in to make it a 7-point game at that, or 14-point game at that point, sign me up for those 7th receivers right there, because that's exactly what I want on this team.
And a shout out to Genius Sports for not letting Ajoa Joe be picked this week and costing people points, although he would have only had a couple of points, but still, great job. I'll take Ajoa Joe and his energy any day over the majority of receivers that BC has to offer.
Well, and he was put in the roster over Mitch Picton. And while Mitch Picton, after one practice from Ajoa Joe, Mitch Picton might have been the better receiving option. I think that right there, Steve, the energy that Ajoa Joe brings and the blocking he brings too. He was in there blocking a whole bunch of times. There was one that he actually sealed the corner for AJ Olette to be able to hit. I know he only got a 3 or 4 yard run on that play, but he would have been stopped in the backfield if it wasn't for the Ajoa Joe block. So the fact that this guy comes in after one practice and can kind of pick up where he left off and can provide that spark for the team and can still be a potential 100-yard guy, because we've seen that happen in the past. I mean, nothing against Mitch Picton, but Ajoa Joe just brings so much more to this team that sign me up for all the Ajoa Joe.
Did you see him when he came out of the tunnel? I thought he might be at the front, but he was about halfway through the team, and he was just eating up the energy in that crowd. He was living for it. And then after his 2-point convert, the same thing. That dude went from being, for the lack of a better term, an afterthought in Indianapolis, where he's that 8th, 9th, 10th guy, not an option to make the team, to being a fan-loved energy guy in Regina. I can't wait to see what he does in Winnipeg after a full week of practice, because he is absolute money. And the depth that we got now at Canadian receiver with him, with Kean Schaefer-Baker rumored to be coming back, Sam Emelis will be back at some point, and now look at what Tommy Neal has done. And that's not even touching the Americans. An embarrassment of riches.
Sean Bain Jr. has to get on this roster at some point. Maybe, I don't know.
I think he might after this one.
Does he get on after over Joe Robustelli? Because that's the only guy he's going to make it over.
I think he might.
Johnson, you're not sitting, Keyshawn or Dante Myers. So, does he?
I don't know, man.
He should. I think he might at this point. Robustelli's kind of been quiet since his 200-yard game. What a weird thing to say, but only one 200-yard game this year. What a bum. Must make him our 6th or 8th receiver.
You guys keep talking for a minute. It's my turn to draft. Give me like 30 seconds here. I know it's a 2-minute clock for my team, but just give me
not a problem. My concern is right now, and Caleros didn't look good, but they still got 351 passing yards on us. Like that bend don't break defense kind of broke at the end there. There's no way we should have went from 14 points to all of a sudden sweating whether or not they're going to get a 2-point conversion, tied the game up.
Oh, taking a pass interference call on 3rd and 14.
Well, you knew that was the play. Like they were going to go deep, hoping for that play. It's either we catch it or we're going to try to draw the safety into a penalty. and at that point, you gotta feel for Ford right there, because he's not going to let up because he can't, right?
But you got to be smarter in that spot.
Talked to a couple of people post game, and they were not happy with Jackson Ford in that game. Your guys' thoughts overall on Jackson Ford, and then what ended up being second career start?
I didn't think he was. I didn't think it was bad. I understand why some people were like, that penalty call obviously was huge. He didn't look out of place. He's good. He's good near the line. Like when they bring him out close to the line of scrimmage, he's good there. Maybe at the end of the day, maybe he's more linebacker centric, but you can't complain about Locombo being soft and then complain that Ford is too aggressive. Like,
so
come on, guys.
After these games, do you miss Nelson Locombo at safety?
No. I'll take the growing pains from Jackson Ford over, because at least if you notice, Jackson Ford is always in and around the play. I never felt that once with Nelson Locombo. I just didn't. He never gave me that air of concern for receivers coming over the middle, where at least Jackson Ford is hitting guys, and you need that in your safety. You look at a guy like Katsantonis in Hamilton, if you're catching something over the middle, you're going to take a hit for it. And Jackson Ford feels like that guy. He just has to get to that level. Whereas Locombo is not the guy that's going to lay a boom on anybody. If he does, it'll be the first time he ever has.
D-line in that game. I know we talked about Malik Carney, but I just thought overall, just being able to get pressure on Zach Collaros. Obviously, when Collaros rolled right through that, beautiful touchdown to Nick Dembski, through a couple other nice passes as well too. That's obviously that's his bread and butter. If he can roll right, then watch out. Collaros is deadly from that. But I thought overall, getting 5 sacks on him was absolute complete control of this game. The offensive line for the Riders, for the most part, dominated that game, got the long runs going. What ended up being like it felt like it was a 6 or 7 yard average for AJ Ouellette at times. He never broke the big ones, but every time he looked up, there was another 6 or 7 yard gain by him. They controlled that line of scrimmage.
5 yards, by the way. 5 yards.
5, okay. But it felt like it was like 6 or 7 every single time. You looked up, we were in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. So they bounced back from that game against Calgary and absolutely dominated the trenches against a team they don't normally do that well in the trenches against, with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So how does that make you guys feel going into the Banjo Bowl next week?
I feel good. I still, despite the Riders' problems with Calgary, like I said, Calgary's lost to Ottawa, so you can't tell me you're the best team in the league if you're going to lose to a team like Ottawa. Like the only team we've lost to is Calgary. So you can't tell me that the Riders aren't a top-tier team. So I feel good for the first time in a long time going into Winnipeg. It's just a matter of that game gets a little weird sometimes, i.e. the Banjo Bowl from a few years ago where everyone was sick.
Yes.
So hopefully the guys don't stop for, I don't know, some bad food, I guess. And they come in locked in, because if they can take the season series against Winnipeg, they just need to keep pace on Calgary, and the West Final is here.
The thing I like about this team is that if you watch this game back, Winnipeg got every bounce that they could. They got the PI at the end of the game. They got the Mario Alford fumble. They got the missed face mask, the safety call. Everything seemed to go in Winnipeg's favor, and it still wasn't enough to win. And they're not going to get those bounces every week. They're just not. The only thing that does concern me going into Winnipeg is they're going to play a different style of game because you're rushing the ball 5 times with Brady Oliveira. They're not going to do that again. They're going to force him the ball a little bit more. They have to.
Yeah,
right?
I'm surprised they didn't give him the ball more than they did. You saw through the first half of the year that every time they gave him the ball, they did well, and then they just got away from it in the second half of games, and then they just kind of petered off until last week when they just played bully ball the entire game against Montreal and dominated that game. And
that's what happens when you have to run Streveler out as a receiver. You move away from the passing game.
But I am surprised we didn't see that. And I was talking to James sitting next to me at the game, a buddy of mine, and I was like, the Bombers only dressed 3 defensive tackles. They were starting to wear down. And you can see that defensive line from the Bombers. They were starting to wear down a little bit. Those runs to the outside from Ouellette. I mean, if Mario Anderson takes those handoffs, they're probably going for 10, 12 yards instead of, 6, 7 yards by Ouellette. But we bullied them at points, and I wish we could have kept that going the entire way. It felt like that game should have been a lot more. The final score should have been a lot more flattering to the Riders than it was to Winnipeg in that one, because 100%. I felt like, especially in the second half, that Riders team really did just, play the better half. It was just those last couple minutes in the fourth that really did it. But overall, I mean, it's hard to be upset. It was Labor Day Classic, right? Like these are 2 good teams. We're not going to sit here and say that the Bombers aren't a good team. They're not what they used to be for sure, but it's not like they're a bad team by any means. They're still a good team. Probably the 3rd best team in the league right now behind the Riders and the Stamps.
Brady's only averaging 11 carries a game,
which is crazy to me. When you don't have the receivers, when you're missing that 1A like Kenny Lawler, when Dembski, and nothing against Nick Dembski, he's your 1A, that's fine. But behind him, there's really not that much. Dalton Schoen, okay, first game of the year.
Back, yeah.
He'll just get back. He'll get going. He'll be fine. I'm not worried about him. If I'm the Bombers, I'm not worried about it. He'll get going. But nobody on that offense really scares me. So run the ball heavily with Brady Oliveira. That's been their bread and butter for the last couple of years, is that bully ball. And the fact that they just don't even do it. Like, I don't know who's their offensive coordinator now. This Jordan Mason?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out, give the best player the ball.
What, wasn't he their running back coach last year? Like, you think he would be the
right? He'd be the one. Give Brady the ball 30 times a game.
Yeah.
I hope he never remembers that part of his playbook, because as long as they continue to give Zach Collaros the ball, Winnipeg will continue to falter. He is not the quarterback he used to be. Brady Oliveira is, without question, in my mind, the best player in the league. And they refuse to use him, and I love it. I understand, though, on the flip side, not running against the Riders. They have shown consistently they can stop the run, but they didn't even try.
They didn't even attempt. They had, I was just looking at it, they had 5 runs total. 1 from Zach, 1 from Strevy, 1 from Peyton Logan for -2. So they ran the ball 8 times. And that, I guarantee you that Zach was a scramble broken play.
Yep.
So 7 designed runs.
And even the one was just a quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
And actually, no, the one from Zach Collaros was at the end of the game. That was also that quarterback sneak.
Oh, yeah.
Sneak.
Sorry,
with right. 30 seconds left. So they ran the ball on purpose 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just questionable at best. And it's why they're where they are right now.
And I guess my pick's coming up right now. Yeah, the guy just took Hawkinson. Yeah, that's who I was going after. Give me like 30 seconds, you guys.
Yeah, he was it's Jason Hogan is the offensive coordinator for your Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and he was the running backs coach. So you would think he would not be running the Lule playbook, but apparently he is, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's funny. I'm reading his bio right now. Hogan has played an important role in Brady Oliveira's rise to stardom, as the Winnipeg product has eclipsed 1,000 rushing yards.
But he refuses to give him the ball.
But now he's like defensive coordinator. He's like, I don't need you anymore. You got me where I want to be. Thanks. Like, come on.
Like, for me, this is just the ultimate KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Just give your best players the ball. Let them do it. Luckily for us, they're not doing that. So it is what it is. So screw the Bombers. Anyway, whatever.
Kim, get an AED in your house. I know you, man. I love you, dude. Stay alive.
Oh, yeah. Why are we not putting the nail in the coffin in the fourth?
Man.
I will say this. As much as I agree, Kim, have you never seen this football team in your life? When has this organization ever done such a thing?
I think the last time the Riders actually, I felt comfortable at a Labor Day Classic was 52-0. Even then, in the fourth quarter, like, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, it's only a 46-point game.
Yeah.
One day they're going to make it easy on us. Today is not that day.
No. But it is a valid point too, right? Like, I mean, this team's up by 14. We should be cruising with 4 minutes to go. This should be game over, right? And all of a sudden, we're clenching those. It's getting tight. Things are feeling pretty good, and then all of a sudden, there's that long PI, and oh no, okay, you can see what's happening, and then a touchdown. And you're like, oh my god, this is actually happening, isn't it? Like, yep, this is being a Rider fan all within a couple minutes. Going from jubilation to all of a sudden, oh my god, we're gonna blow this. But ultimately, they did hold on, and that's all that matters, right? Like this was such a big game for the Riders in the standings, not just because they lost their last game and want to stay, that one game ahead of the Calgary Stampeders, but this is the next team, right? Like, all of a sudden you lose Labor Day Banjo Bowl. Things aren't looking too good for a home playoff game all of a sudden, right? Like we're like, oh God, please somebody beat these two teams ahead of us so that we can sneak into a second place finish. But this team just found a way. They dug deep. And Kim, thank you. I'm going to put that back up there. They don't ask how, just how many. At the end of the year, no one's going to remember this. We're not going to remember this game. Just that we won it. Well,
we're going to remember this game for a while. This is going to be on that list of classics when we do it next year.
It was up there. It had its moments for sure. But at the end of the year,
I want to give some guys some flowers though. The kick cover team, both on punting and kick return,
it's phenomenal.
Vavel was averaging only 9 yards. Like, he couldn't get anywhere. The coverage was good because Winnipeg had no chance to flip the field at all. Could our punter be a little bit better at getting the ball downfield? Yes. But that's
Trevor Harris was fine.
Yeah, with his 45-yard average.
What can that man not do?
Score within the 20-yard line usually.
Now they were fine tonight.
Change a little bit here with the Riders. So, but anyway, bottom line, Riders win 3 games ahead of the Bombers. That's right. Thank you, Pat. Huge win for the Riders. Going into the Banjo Bowl next week, which should be an absolutely wild game. Can't wait to get to Winnipeg, and that atmosphere should be fantastic. This team has now given me the confidence to go into the Banjo Bowl thinking, yeah, they got a pretty damn good shot. So it's things are looking good for the Riders right now. Hopefully tomorrow on Monday, Edmonton can do us a little bit of a solid. Cody, I know you don't listen to the show, but
put some Jesus sprinkles on it, bud.
We'd appreciate a little bit of Jesus sprinkles tomorrow. Beat the Stampeders for us. All right. Thank you. But we'll
my voice hurts. Can we get off here soon?
Yeah, let's end it now because we gotta recap those voices for Tuesday night when we talk about this game and look ahead to the Banjo Bowl in the next episode of the Piffles podcast. Wow, Rider Nation, enjoy that one. That was a lot of fun. And anytime you win the Labor Day Classic, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's by 2 points, 4 points, 52 points. It's a damn good one. So enjoy this one. And that team deserved it. Hats off to the Riders. And we'll talk about it coming Tuesday.
If you're watching this game right now or watching this post-game live, we do have 4 spots left on our bus. So come on out with us to Winnipeg. Shoot us a message if you're interested. We still have 4 spots. We'd love to fill that place up and give it some noise in Winnipeg too. They need us.
Let's go. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. We'll talk more about this game coming up in the next episode of the Pickles Podcast. Rider Nation, enjoy it. Enjoy your last day off of the summer before things get back to normal. This is Tyler Gilbert with Ghost Behind Your Mind.
Thank you for being such a big supporter and fan of the CFL and myself personally.